Bandits demand 1 billion naira ransom as Nigerian army vows to rescue abducted school children. President Tinubu calls for bipartisan collaborations with governors to build the nation. New student loan bill scales second reading amid launch delays. On the foreign scene, celebrations after Senegal opposition leader and his candidate freed ahead of presidential election. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news update. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thanks for joining us. Abductors of 287 school children in Kuriga village of Chikun local government area of Kaduna State have reportedly demanded a ransom of 1 billion naira from the victims' families. The bandits, it was gathered, called to ask for the ransom, which they claimed should be paid within the next 20 days. One of the community youth leaders, Aminu Kuriga, who confirmed via phone call the people were very worried. Gunmen had invaded the school last Thursday morning shortly after the assembly session and abducted the pupils and some staff members of the school. The state governor Basani visited the community hours after the abduction and assured the parents that the government would ensure all their children returned unharmed. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, and 19 northern governors and service chiefs met in his office behind closed doors on Thursday to review the security situation and possibly prefer solutions. The meeting, which lasted more than 4 hours, started at about 1:30 p.m. and ended about 6 p.m. The chairman, Northern Governors Forum, Governor Inuwa Yahaya of Gombe State, said the meeting was convened to discuss and review strategies towards tackling cases of insecurity in the region. He said the need for a collaborative approach to tackling insecurity in the region necessitated the meeting, stressing that non-kinetic and kinetic approaches are needed to address the remote causes of insecurity. He said the security agencies had done their best, but there was a need for a non-kinetic approach to address the root causes of the problem. President Bola Tinubu has urged state governors to make the transition from politics to governance, set aside political differences, and collaborate with the federal government to build the nation. The president spoke on Thursday night during breaking of Ramadan fast with governors at the State House in Abuja. Kehinde Amodu tells us more.
The month of Ramadan is significant for Muslims as it is a period for reflection, prayers, and charity towards others. Once again this year, it coincides with the Lenten season for Christians, and President Tinubu is emphasizing the importance of unity and cooperation among all stakeholders.
Since we recognize the need to build the nation together, the politics aspect of it is over. The time for governance is now.
He's also using this occasion to assure Nigerians that despite the challenges currently being faced, things are gradually turning around.
I'm glad that the headwind pushing us back is almost over. The tunnel is not as dark as when we started. It's getting clearer and it's going to be brighter and brighter. In the name of Allah.
Chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum and Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak commended the federal government for distributing 42,000 tons of grains, emphasizing the importance of collaborative efforts between the national and sub-national governments in addressing collective challenges. On the payment of wage award to workers, the governor is promising that states will do the right thing.
And 25,000, and some states that are not paying, like Imo State, they're paying 50,000 minimum wage rather than paying a parity. But I can assure you again, Mr. President, it's all hands on the table. We'll make sure to do the right thing. We make sure we talk to ourselves. We have to dig deep in this period. We have to all make sure that wet-season farming is something we all engage. I implore every governor to have a personal farm. It is that part of the areas where you know what the challenges of the ordinary farmer is.
Though this occasion was specifically meant for breaking a fast, some important messages have been passed across. From State House Abuja, Kehinde Amodu, Trust TV News.
Now, over at the National Assembly, the Senate has passed for second reading the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Act, Repeal and Enactment Bill 2024. This followed a correspondence by the President Bola Tinubu, who wrote to the Senate seeking the repeal of the existing law and passage of a fresh bill into law. Here's the report.
This request comes a day after the announcement of a temporary suspension of the commencement of the Students' Loan Scheme, which would allow students of tertiary institutions access to interest-free loans to complete their studies.
Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, the bill seeks to enhance the implementation of the Higher Education Loan Scheme by addressing challenges relating to the management structure of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, applicant eligibility requirements, loan purpose, funding sources, and disbursement.
During the debate, several lawmakers lauded executive bill, which also seeks to address challenges relating to management structure of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, applicants' eligibility requirement, loan purpose, funding sources, and disbursement.
I stand to support this bill, this proposed bill, because of its importance, and that shows that Mr. President knows where the foundation of our problems are. If by the time we have this loan scheme become very effective, Nigerians will see why this scheme is more important than any other thing in putting a foundation for the growth of this country.
I will also want to commend the executive in the repayment scheme of the bill, whereby students who obtain this loan will start their repayment 2 years after their youth service, meaning they have a period of moratorium to do their repayment.
In his concluding remarks, President of the Senate Godswill Akpabio committed the proposed Students' Loan Bill 2024 to the Senate Committee on Tertiary Institution and TED Fund for further legislative input.
Bill for an Act to repeal the Students' Loans Access to Higher Education Act 2023 and enact the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Bill 2024 to establish the Nigerian Education Loan Fund as a body corporate to receive, manage, and invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians for higher education, vocational training, and skills acquisition, and for related matters dealt with 2024. Second reading taken.
The bill seeks to address challenges related to the management structure of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, among others.
Still staying with the student loan story, but over at the Green Chamber, President Bola Tinubu has written to the House of Representatives seeking to repeal the Students' Loans Act 2023 and enactment of the Students' Loan Bill 2024. Speaker of the House, Abbas Tajuddin, read the letter transmitting the Students' Loans Repeal and Enactment Bill from the President during Thursday's plenary. Here's the report. The President in his letter explained that the request to repeal the Students' Loans Act of 2023 and seek a fresh enactment is to address some challenges with the earlier act and enhance the implementation of the Students' Loan Scheme by his administration.
To Nigerians for higher education, vocational training and skills acquisition, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Leader, Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 14th March 2024.
The fresh bill received overwhelming support from lawmakers who were unanimous that the student loan scheme will assist indigent students when operational.
I think this bill is welcome. It has come at the right time when Nigerians need a pat on the back for their patience, for their understanding, for their tolerance of the difficulties that we are facing. But this will open the educational system to more children, children of the poor. They will have access to loans. In my days at the University of Ife, some got their loans and bought Kawasaki 250.
The bill, as represented, has taken care of the issues of process of application. It has taken care of the issues of what is expected of applicants to place before the government, and in fact repayment and sustainability procedures, which were absent in the initial bill. I will urge us to treat this bill very expeditiously and allow the executive to commence the process of issuing the student loan scheme to our students.
I see it also as one of those gender-inclusive bills which will take away the burdens from resource-poor families. I see this as a relief for most struggling mothers and women like myself who are oftentimes hit with the realities of insufficient funds to train their children.
The House thereafter considered and passed for second reading the Student Loan Access to Higher Education Bill. In another development, the House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill to establish Federal College of Education Technical in Ota Ayebaju, Osun State.
If you go to technical college, you will have that skill, that skill to become independent of yourself. You can have your own shop. You can have people that work under you. And as a result of this, Mr. Speaker, I encourage that technical college be established in this particular town of Ayebaju so that people around that area will go to that school and become independent of themselves whenever they finish.
Meanwhile, Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu has harped on the need to recognize the pivotal role of inter-parliamentary relations in addressing national challenges from a legislative perspective. Speaking while inaugurating the Committee on Inter-Parliamentary Relations in Abuja, Kalu said the collaborative efforts of the House with the 36 state assemblies will go a long way to better the nation. Earlier in his remarks, the chairman of the committee, Mark Esset, said part of the committee's commitment is to shape Nigeria's diplomatic engagements and inter-parliamentary relations, which will in turn serve as the bedrock of the National Assembly's external relations for stronger bonds with its counterparts across the globe. Deputy Speaker of the House urged the committee to use the platform to promote and uphold the values that define the House as a nation, saying it is through collective efforts that it can stand firm against that which opposes its principles and ideals in the international arena. Now, the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mele Kyari, has said the Port Harcourt refinery will commence operations in about 2 weeks. According to Kyari, mechanical works have been completed on the Port Harcourt, Warri and Kaduna refineries, stressing that the Kaduna refinery will commence operations in December. Kyari made this known after he appeared before Senate Ad Hoc Committee investigating the various turnaround maintenance projects of the country's refineries. The NNPC GMD also told the lawmakers that over 450,000 barrels of oil had been stocked into the Port Harcourt refinery. The chairman of the Senate Ad Hoc panel, Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, said the country would want to know that progress has been made on the rehabilitation of the refineries. He said members of the committee would visit all the refineries to ascertain the progress of work there so that a comprehensive report will be presented to the Senate in plenary soonest. As Nigerians grapple with the prevailing economic hardship, residents of Lagos are voicing growing discontent over the soaring cost of food items. This, according to them, has strained household budgets, especially as Muslim faithful observe the holy month of Ramadan. Here's the report.
The cost of staples such as rice, beans, garri, pepper, as well as cooking oil has skyrocketed, making it increasingly difficult for families to put meals on the table. A cross-section of residents in Agege area of Lagos State who spoke with Trust TV lamented the hardship in the land, noting that the situation is becoming unbearable as they are unable to provide for their families.
I buy it 50,000. I take 300,000 selling pepper now. I'm not getting 10,000 naira. I'm not okay at all. Even though people ask you for market, how much for this groundnut oil? This groundnut oil, we are selling it 500 before. Now it's 1,600.
The resident lamented that the situation is worsened by the daily hike in the cost of goods and food items. They noted that this has made it almost impossible to work on a budget.
Because here in Nigeria, we are facing a lot of challenges in terms of buying things. There are some things that you buy in last 2 months that will be like 100 naira. In this month, it will be like 500 naira because of the changes of the currency and a lot of things. But people said it is dollar. And now dollar has decreased from 1,900 to 1,500 now. And see, the things are even going higher. So
I'm coming from market now. I hold 5,000 naira. My 5,000 naira is very, very useless. Because what I want to buy with 5,000 naira, getting to 12,500. I'm coming with hungry. Thank God where you meet me now. Things is very, very, very cost. And I'm hungry, oh. Me as I do. I hold 5,000. For me to buy something, they are not this price, this that.
While residents call on the government to intervene and stabilize food prices, traders call for an increase in the salary of workers in order to improve their purchasing power.
Indeed, things are very hard. Coming up after the break. Business owners in Benue bemoan the high circulation of mutilated notes on their operations. More when we return. Please do stay with us. Welcome back. This is Trust TV's news update. A recap of our top stories. Bandits demand 1 billion naira ransom as the Nigerian army vows to rescue abducted school children. And President Tinubu calls for bipartisan collaborations with governors to build the nation. Moving on, the Nigerian Communications Commission has confirmed that several African internet service providers faced outages due to submarine cable cuts, with cable operators actively engaged in efforts to restore connectivity. Despite the setbacks, the NCC assured the public the cable operators have initiated repair efforts, the services gradually being restored. The telecom regulator made this disclosure in a statement signed by the Director of Public Affairs, Ruben Moka, on Thursday. The NCC identified affected operators to include West African Cable System and African Coast to Europe, along with SAR 3 and Main 1, which experienced downtime. The regulator attributed the disruptions to incidents in Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal, resulting in subsequent disruptions in Portugal. MTN Nigeria, the leading, acknowledged the situation and appealed to its subscribers. The company also assured them that it is making efforts to resolve the issue and restore services as quickly as possible. In Morocco, business operators have expressed dissatisfaction with the impact of mutilated naira notes on their operations. Now, speaking with Trust TV's Jimmy Adzande, the operators lamented that the naira notes, especially the 200 and 100 denominations, have been negatively affecting their businesses, as most customers are rejecting them for being mutilated.
According to business operators, those most affected are traders who travel to the villages to buy or sell. They say the villagers outrightly reject some of the notes which are issued from the bank.
We dey suffer about the bad money because as they come buy market for us, we as a business person, we no go fit put that money well until when we sell the market finish before we arrange am. Before we arranging this bad money, some dem go tear. We no go fit carry and go bush market where we buy because those bush market they no have bank.
This bad currency, the issue is going too much. See, There is one time where one old woman can give me 200 naira, say, I beg my pikin, this 200 naira too bad for me. I no fit use them. Now I have mercy with the woman, I can't give am the 200 naira way good. So for me to use the bad currency, that 200 naira, I no fit use them.
Motorcycle operators who are also affected, however, say they use them at gas stations when purchasing petrol.
Especially in the village people, they will not collect. But we Okada rider, people can feel it and give it to us. When we stress it, the money will not go. So they will tell us that you will use the money and go and buy fuel. So when we take to the station, they used to collect it. But when you collect and give to someone, they will not collect.
Difficult. But most of our customers too, they are understandable these days. Because most of the times they are the one who brings the money to us, knowing fully well that everybody complains about the level or the way the money looks like now. No matter how dirty we collect them, because most of the time they tell us to go and buy food.
Important thing, naira of 100 naira, we have challenge on 100 naira because I don't know whether in central bank they don't have 100 naira again in central bank. It's all currency. We are seeing 100 naira outside. Everyone that you see 100 naira, we give somebody, we refuse that. I will never collect this money because of the 100 naira is too bad.
They are hopeful that the government will do something urgently to avert this situation.
And when you want to the bank to withdraw the money, they cannot give up 100. Sometimes the 200 too is very hard to in the bank to give us the money. But right now, this 100 naira is so scattered. It's not well arranged. When I give customers, sometimes customers say, they will not take this money. Maybe if they give the money to others now, others will not be able to take. Even right now, I gave one woman 100 naira now. She said when she go to the market to buy something now, they do not take the money, will bring it back.
These mutilated notes, they say, sometimes lead to poor patronage for small businesses that depend on cash transactions in smaller denominations. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Away from Nigeria, supporters of Senegal's top opposition leader Ousmane Sonko took to the streets of Dakar early Friday following his release from jail late Thursday ahead of the presidential election later this month. Sonko is widely seen as the main challenger to President Macky Sall's ruling party. Sonko had been in prison since July and has fought a prolonged legal battle to run for president in the March 24 election. Sonko's lawyer, Bamba Cisse, said his client and his key ally, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, were both set free. And in sports, Nigeria's women's team has won the bronze medal in the beach volleyball event at the ongoing 13th All-African Games in Ghana. Nigeria beat Rwanda 2-0 in the women's third-place match played at the Labadi Beach Resort on Thursday. The duo of Esther Mba and Pamela Bawa gave the Rwandan players tough time from the blast of the whistle. And elated Mba said winning the bronze medal at the African Games was a dream come true. And with that, we've come to the end of the news at this hour. For more of our news, programs and documentaries, please do also follow us on all our social media platforms. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for watching.